The first human inhabitants of the Japanese archipelago have been traced to the Paleolithic, around 39,000 years ago. The Jōmon Period, named after its cord-marked pottery, was followed by the Yayoi Period in the first millennium BC, when new inventions were introduced from Asia. During this period, the first known written reference to Japan was recorded in the Chinese Book of Han in the 1st century AD. Around the 3rd century BC, the Yayoi people from the continent immigrated to the Japanese archipelago and introduced iron technology and agricultural civilization. Because they had an agricultural civilization, the population of the Yayoi began to grow rapidly and ultimately overwhelmed the Jōmon people, natives of the Japanese archipelago, who were hunter-gatherers. Between the 4th and 9th centuries, Japan's many kingdoms and tribes were gradually unified under a centralized government, nominally controlled by the Emperor of Japan. The imperial dynasty established at this time continues to this day, albeit in an almost entirely ceremonial role. In 794, a new imperial capital was established at Heian-kyo, modern Kyoto, marking the beginning of the Heian Period, which lasted until 1185. The Heian Period is considered a golden age of classical Japanese culture. Japanese religious life from this time and onwards was a mix of native Shinto practices and Buddhism. The history of Japan is a rich narrative spanning thousands of years, characterized by distinct eras of significant political, social, and cultural transformation, from ancient hunter-gatherer societies to a modern global power. Prehistoric and ancient Japan. Paleolithic Period, c. 35,000 to 14,000 BCE, early humans inhabited the Japanese islands, developing basic stone tools and living as hunter-gatherers. Jōmon Period, c. 14,000 to 300 BCE. This era is known for its sophisticated cord-marked pottery, one of the oldest in the world, and a more sedentary hunter-gatherer lifestyle. Yayoi Period, 300 BCE to 250 CE. A major shift occurred with the introduction of wet rice agriculture, metalworking, bronze and iron, and weaving, leading to a more stratified agrarian society and the emergence of clans. Kofun Period, c. 250 to 710 CE, named after the massive keyhole-shaped burial mounds, Kofun. This period saw the rise of the Yamato state and the Imperial House of Japan, along with the introduction of Shintoism and later Buddhism from continental Asia. Asuka Period, c. 538 to 710 CE, marked by immense cultural and political transformation with heavy Chinese and Korean influence, including the promotion of Buddhism and the establishment of a centralized government by Prince Shotoku. Nara Period, 710 to 794 CE. The first permanent imperial capital was established in Nara, or Heijō-kyo, modeled after the Tang Dynasty capital. This period saw a flourishing of literature and art, including the compilation of Japan's oldest historical texts, the Kojiki and Nihon Shoki. Heian Period, 1185 to 1333. The capital moved to Heian-kyo, Kyoto. While the emperor ruled nominally, the powerful Fujiwara clan dominated court politics. This era is considered the golden age of classical Japanese culture, known for its refined court aesthetics, poetry, and literature, such as The Tale of Genji. The samurai class also emerged during this time as private warriors for landowners. Feudal Japan. Kamakura Period, 1185 to 1333. Following the Genpei War, Minamoto Norimoto established the first shogunate in Kamakura, shifting effective power from the imperial court to the military class. The samurai code flourished, and Zen Buddhism gained popularity. Muromachi Period, 1336 to 1573. Characterized by political instability and civil wars, Sengoku Period, as regional warlords, daimyo, gained power. This era also saw cultural growth, including the development of the tea ceremony and no drama. Azuchi Momoyama period, 1573 to 1600. A transitional period of national unification led by Oda Nobunaga and Toyotomi Hideyoshi, leading to a strong centralized government. Europeans arrived in Japan during introducing firearms to Japan. Edo period, 1603 to 1868. Tokugawa Ieyasu established the Tokugawa shogunate in Edo, Tokyo, initiating a long period of peace and national seclusion, sakoku. A strict social class system was imposed, and a vibrant urban merchant culture emerged, known for kabuki theater and ukiyo-e woodblock prints. Modern and contemporary Japan. Meiji period, 1868 to 1912. The Meiji Restoration returned political power to the emperor, transforming Japan from a feudal, isolated society into a modern, industrialized world power. Japan rapidly adopted Western institutions, technology, and culture. Taisho period, 1912 to 1926. A brief era of relative political liberalism and democratic movements, often referred to as Taisho democracy. Showa period, 1926 to 1989, the longest imperial era. It began with growing militarism and ultranationalism, leading to the Second Sino-Japanese War and involvement in World War II. After its defeat and a period of Allied occupation, Japan underwent major restructuring to become a democratic, constitutional monarchy and experienced a remarkable economic recovery to become a global economic power. Heisei period, 1989 to 2019. This era was marked by economic stagnation, the lost decade, but also significant technological innovation and the rise of Japanese pop culture on the global stage. Reiwa period, 2019 present. The current era began with the ascension of Emperor Naruhito.